Sorry about that, guys. That wasn't the world's longest piss. Although it was nice. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh shit. I gotta eat something. Because it's M's night shift. That's probably not good. So my apologies for the wait. Thought I got lost? Not, I mean, it's not out of the question. Exeeg, though! 88 months, welcome back, my man, bless ya. Has it been 83? Well, it's actually been 88. I remember back in my day, there was no Elden Rings, just fence out of 10s and the Adventures of Bolton the Great, Pepperidge Farm, remembers? That fucking fence. That fucking fence. So, what was the hand banana answer to... Ah, look at that. Black Raz's go. I don't have to finish my sentence. Club is better at stagger. 13 versus 10. 13 versus 10. 13 versus 10. 26 versus 20. 39 versus 30. Interesting. I suspect that Hailbird, if you really if you level the fuck out of it, the leveling it might scale better a bit, by, you know, for damage sake. How's the Rings of the Elden enough? Oh, we've been putting in work today. We have been putting in the work. For sure. Nice hat, yeah. That's a little bit of fashion souls for the Unga Bunga look, and also because I finally had enough endurance. Oh yeah, I didn't choose to level anything yet. So... It's so hard to know what I want to level right now with this many, you know, with this many runes, when I don't have a weapon that I'm actively working towards. So, like, you know, who knows what kind of shit I'm gonna come across that might require some, you know, more dexterity or something. I mean, like, 16 dex. I know we have some weapons that are 16 dex right now, but they're not weapons that I'm interested in. Our strength is fucking fine. There's probably some really fringe colossal weapon that requires just an absolutely unhinged amount of strength, but the likelihood of us using it is low. Vigor's never a bad option, but I'm surviving enough attacks that I don't like putting points into Vigor if I don't necessarily need to. You know, that last fight here with Ronaldinho's ex-wife was, you know, I could have had 30 Vigor, and I was still, the stuff that was going to get me killed was still going to get me killed. I could look at some of the incantations and stuff that I have. I guess that's true. If I wanted to be able to utilize some of the stuff that I've got. So there's this stuff, which honestly, I don't know how much I really fucking care about these at this point. I just want to be able to I almost want to summon this guy just to see how good or bad they are, because it's 100 fucking FP, which is like, I'd have to dump so many levels in just to be able to use them. Incantation-wise, we've only got 3 incantations. We haven't been buying any. That's a meme. 34 faith is fucking hilarious. That's as much faith as we have strength. That's how hard scaled you'd have to throw yourself into faith to get to that point. Oh boy, that spell or that incantation better hit like a fucking truck. That and never miss. To go 34 faith in? Fuck me. This is tempting to put 2 points into faith just to be able to have access to a cleanse. That's not an item. Now, mind you, I have a fair number of items that will do this for me, but it is tempting to have the option for certain areas to just clear it with an incantation. Yeah, so like right now there's not a particularly large list of incantations or anything that I'm dying to use. Oh my. Trying to remember all the places that have people to buy that shit from. Which church is... This is a bit hand banana, because clearly it's not a spoiler, but just so that you guys know. Where... oh, he's there now. I'm gonna have to go back, maybe. And talk to him again. Where's the Turtle Pope? Turtle Pope is at one of the churches. I just can't remember which church. Is it Church of Vows? I did ask, yes, and I said hand banana. It's not a spoiler, don't worry. I'm just trying to remind myself where the turtle is.
Greetings.
No, that's 18. 10. But we don't need it. 24. Yike. 17. Yike. And 15. Which is just... Alright. Question. This is a hand banana. Alright? The Unga Club has frost on it right now. If I run this incantation, does it override the frost, or does it get both frost and electric? What have we done so far today? We killed Ronaldinho's wife, or ex-wife. Is the majority of it. You'd have to remove the Cold Ash of War. It's weird because the Cold Ash of War is just part and parcel of the weapon, and when I use the skill, it you know, applies cold to them and then applies cold to my weapon. So then I'm wondering if I then use this, which is an incantation, if it just overrides what's on the club at that point and replaces it with electric. That was probably a joke of a fight for you? The first part, obviously. The second part was a bit tough because we got... well, one, she's magic. So, there, like, 2 or 3 of her moves would more or less just kill me in one hit, or close to it. We just got really shitty rolls a couple of times for what she, summoned. So it took a few attempts. I was doing a fair amount, I was clearly doing a lot of damage, but getting close to her to do the damage was a challenge. Hey, happy Easter, Pastor! Or as my mother calls it, Resurrection Sunday. Nope, didn't stun lock her. It interrupted her, so there was one attack that she has that if I hit her, it knocked her out of it. The second attack I'd get in, but then after that, she'd jump back and she'd be way the fuck away. There was no stun locking her. Her first form, I 2-cycle. And, so that went really quick. It was whatever. You would need to use a seal to cast the incantation, and it would give both for a short time. Yeah, so I'd have the seal out in my left hand, and then I'd have to, like, put the seal away, and then two-hand Unga, and then L1 after that to use the skill, and maybe it would have both. That would be kind of fucking dumb. But also kind of ridiculous. According to Reddit, you can use an armament and an Ash of War together. Well, there you go. So, what I'll do is I will grab this, because, you know, 15 is reasonable. I can commit 5 levels just to try it. Yeah, I don't have enough faith to do it right now. Let me just... Wolf of Wall Street. 3 levels, something along the lines of just shy of 70,000 runes on that bad boy. But we also now can use the halberd if we wanted to. So there's that. Great. Well, that gives us a direction to go with our levels anyway, which is nice. And... yeah. Oh no, that helm. Yeah, that's, don't worry, we're not, we haven't gone pure, you know, pure Satan. We've just taken the bull both by the horns and just taken the horns. We thought it completed the whole look, you know? The giant stick. Some horns. So we cleared out that. Now, God only knows if we've actually cleared everything in there. There's could be more fucking illusory walls and other bullshit that I just don't even know about. I may go back and look around some more. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there were some spots that I didn't go to. Can't remember. Can't remember. Out here, we've already gone all the way down. We already cleared out all of that. Killed the dude, did the thing. Got all the stuff up top. Of course. God, there's so many of them. Is this guy really 1 HP? 2 of them are. For frick's sakes. It's true, the magic pixel does giveth and taketh away. That is true. Oh, this is where the 2 guys with the fucking, like, arrows and shit are. I don't think there's really anything left down here. Lol. Like, I've cleared all of this out. I took the shortcuts and the weird back paths and... Fucking goddamn Dark Souls fucking dogs, man. Just the most spastic, fucking bothersome shit. Oh, here we go. I can't even roll dodge. I can't roll dodge or do anything. I just fucking just 5-way fucked. I'm too stubborn to leave 6,000 runes behind. I know I can go slower, but I'm not patient right now because I've already been through here and done all this shit. So I'm just fucking... wanting to get through here. Go fuck yourself, dog. There was, actually, now that I think about it, there was at least one room that we never got into because it was, I thought it was a locked door that had a ladder, but, oh no, wait. Was that the one that I got to? Oh look, there's an item right there too. We haven't done everything yet. Oh no, that's okay, Shady. I know you're being overly careful because you don't fully understand all the shit in the game. I've already been through all these areas. The 2 dog spawning thing is inconsequential, but I appreciate the vigilance. I should probably have headphones on, eh? I never went down here when I found that illusory door. What the fuck? Okay. No, it's all good. You're good, Killbot. It's all good. That one was reasonable. Is this where I get that item I literally just looked at? I believe so. Oh my god! Calculated. Not even close. Oh shit. That's their helm. Almost got Miyazaki. That's true. That's true. We almost bit it right in the fucking Miyazaki. Oh wow. See, it actually decreases your HP but increases your intelligence by 3 points. Intriguing. A 3-point intelligence increase would net me a very small amount of FP. Yeah, we're into the Burger King cult now. That's a good way of saying it. That's true. It does kind of look like the Burger King head. Okay, so that was one of the things here. So we've got that cleared. Now I just need to remind myself if it's... Double go! Okay. Excuse me, gentlemen. Dick. There is this door. Okay, so it wasn't this one. So there is another door that I haven't figured out yet later in the castle. The meat dimension. Oh man. Good reference. Take me to the meat dimension. If you know what I mean. Oh, you know what? I never... Did I go up here? I don't think I did. Yes, I did. I lied. What did I not fully explore? Hey, what's up, Darth? How you doing? Oh, hello. Ooh, brisket. Ooh, brisket ramen? Mmm. Mmm. Delicious. I was wondering if you could get up here. This answers my question. Five crystal buds. Potato ramen noodles today. I mean, potatoes are... As a 50% English, 50% Scottish. Potatoes are God's gift to the world. A fucking Radigan icon that looks like a heart. Well, Irish are they're more potatoes, but I don't have any Irish in me. Well, if I'm more or less, if half of my family is from England and the other half is from Scotland, then I would assume that some portion is probably Irish. One would assume. Shortened spellcasting time. Word? That's very interesting that this is in the shape of a heart. Sorceries and incantations. Very nice. As the ex-husband of Renala of Caria, the red-haired Radagon studied sorcery. And as the husband of Queen Marika, he studied incantations. Thus did the hero aspire to be complete. Ah, yes. Yeah, if you want to have, like, Texas-style barbecue up here, you pretty much just have to make it yourself. Because there are probably scant few restaurants that would do any justice to a brisket around these parts. Okay, so that's nice. That was a spot I didn't even think to try last time, so that's nice to have sorted. Canada's not really well known for much food in general. Like, specialty type stuff. That's not, you know, something kind of a meme like poutine. We don't have a lot of specialty foods here, which is probably well, we take food culture very differently up here. We love our food, but in a different way, which is probably indicative of why we don't have any restaurants with Michelin stars. So that door is part of a place that we can't or have not gotten to yet. You got an illusory wall over here? Huh? You trolling? What the fuck is that? You got another crown. Okay. The crystal crab? Oh, do we finally have one in Toronto? I was unaware that we managed to get Michelin star. We have, yeah, so it's not to say that Canada doesn't have really good food. It's just not like the typical Michelin star stuff. And we've got so many people here from around the world that we've got some banger fucking foods in places. Like, yeah, I would assume that Vancouver, for example, is absolutely inundated with incredible Chinese food. There's even a couple places here in Halifax that have really good, like, legit Chinese food. Lebanese food is also on this coast anyway. I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but Lebanese food got some banger locations. I mean, yes, our seafood is good. It would be very depressing. If somebody does accidentally do that, Shades, just use the command so that they know what the deal is for that stuff. So that it's a learning experience and not just them getting fucking sent to the Shadow Realm. But yeah, the seafood here would be, if it wasn't good, it would be depressing. But our seafood is pretty amazing. Yeah, no, that's fine, Shady. You can do. I'm just saying that if somebody does that, and it appears to be their first time or whatever, then it's safe to just drop the command so that they know in the future. Halifax is drinking, video games, and seafood. Drinking for sure, seafood for sure. Yeah, probably, I mean, well, video games is anywhere you can play video games, but, it's a university town, so at times of the year, downtown transforms. Yeah, depending on what you're looking for, Halifax is either, like, really fucking amazing or really fucking boring. Like, some people need more things, like, we don't really get high-profile concerts or sporting events very often. Lots of university sports and things of that nature, but, you know, we don't have professional teams and whatnot. Some people, want to have that. Explored pretty heavily around here already. I'm very interested in this. It looks like there's a door there. So what part of the castle is this? Huh. We're not Korea, Zeth. Calm down. We haven't dropped that far off. This is a terrible place to be. And I do not even need to be here. God damn. Magic in this game is annoying. So... where... Yeah, the helpful well-drawn map. Yeah. I mean, they gave us a map, but you know they couldn't give us a super useful map because then it would just be, you know, we're asking too much at that point. Gotta be careful with that guy, because he hits like a truck. He's got the special hat. He doesn't just have just any hat. He's got the special hat. With 2 heads. So there's no real obvious path to get into that part of the building. From here. And it's in this little section right here. So there's something in the main body here of the building that we're missing, but what? Reach through the door and open from the other side. I've never thought about that. That sounds like a very good option. I will have to give it a shot. Interesting that one of these is 2 people in one of the portraits. I know this isn't... You know how, like, some games definitely ruin you for the rest of your, like, gaming life? Where, you know, you just have to try certain shit? What are we struggling to fucking load up here? There we go. What am I even loaded with? Ah. Just give me some normal ass fucking bolts. Good fucking god. So, you know, there's been the association of her portraits in other areas of the castle pointing to or doing something, and so you have to give it a shot, you know? Harvey Dent, sorcerer. Oh, you know I love being ruined, yes. Nearsighted, thank you for that follow, I appreciate that. So we already had that illusory meme. I wonder if that branches off in another place inside here that we missed out on. To go over to the other section. I thought I was pretty thorough with my wall humping the last time we were through here to find the next round of illusory doors, but it just ends up being jumping down behind here. What build am I going for? At the moment, here I'll show you what I got at the moment. So it's predominantly strength and light roll. So I don't wear very much armor. Two-handed big weapon. Roll like my life depends on it, because it does, because if I get hit I'm dead because I'm a glass cannon. I'm adding some faith right now because I have an incantation that I just picked up that I want to try to combine with the ashes that I have on my club. And so that's the direction it's going at the moment. Yeah, going out clubbing. I know they're trying to navigating stuff. We're just trying to be like completely spoiler free, not just for myself but anyone else that could possibly be watching. I'm reviewing this game, and so I'm trying to like have the least amount of affected interaction as possible while still, you know, talking to you guys and whatnot. But like that command just said, you know, I often talk out loud, ask questions out loud, because I'm a streamer, and I'm just talking to myself, keeping, you know, otherwise it'd be very dead air in here a lot of the time. And so if I do have a legitimate full-blown question to ask the chat specifically, the safe word is there. Hand banana, as it were. At which point, that is the indicator that I'm legitimately asking the question. Fucking map. Yeah, I think I was very thorough with all of the, illusory wall checks. Hi, boys. And yet... Bold of you to assume that that little shield was gonna stop this friggin' entire ass oak tree. God. This was a bad idea. Oh no. I need some very... Oh my god! Wow, I was fully expecting that to stagger stop both of them from attacking with magic long enough for me to back up. Nope! Chuck Testa. Chuck Testa. Don't mind me, gentlemen. Oh my god. Guys! Chill! Chill! You got like 4 of these guys and they all choose to do like their multi-attack at the same time, and it's just like a never-ending barrage of bullshit. Look at this. Ha! Like what the fuck? Oh, I can't be here. I have to at least die somewhere where I can collect my shit. Woo! Trying to reach affiliate, any advice? Well, the thing... Well, okay, how do I go about this? Let me get my shit here so I can think straight. Fucking magic missile. Shit is the plague. Alright, so the, what are the secrets of the universe? What are the secrets to becoming an affiliate on Twitch? Well, the secret is that there are things that you can do to give yourself the best chance, but it doesn't guarantee anything. So, keep that in mind with the rest of these suggestions. In an ideal world, if I was starting from scratch on Twitch and was looking to grow and do affiliate stuff, etc., unless you're somebody that is lucky enough that one of the games that are popular on the website that are also not too popular so that you get buried alive and never seen, unless you're lucky enough for those to be one of your favorite games so that you enjoy what you're doing while you're doing this. You're gonna have to maybe do some shit you don't want to do. So, for example, you know, some people might make the mistake of going on to the browse page. Hey, what up, Adam Combat? They might make the mistake of going on the browse page and looking at the most popular games by viewer count, and then like, all right, I'm streaming that because that's where all the people are. The mistake there, of course, is that that's where all the people are also streaming, which means you're going to have a hard time getting any exposure. You're going to have a hard time getting exposure, period. But that's, you know, you're putting yourself even further behind the 8 ball. So if you can find something that you can consistently stream and look for a game that has a reasonable community size, but not so big that there's no hope that you'll ever be seen, that's the place to start. 1 or 2 games in there, ideally 1, so that you can consistently just do the one on a relatively decent schedule for an extended period of time to give yourself the best shot of getting any eyeballs at all. That's step 1. Step 2 is, once you do get some traction, don't fucking stop doing that thing for a really long time. You gotta make sure that any move that you make, especially early on when you're building a community, you need to be doing something long enough so that they get attached to not just the content that you're streaming, but you as a streamer, so that when you do decide to perhaps move on to do something else that maybe has a slightly bigger community that you can bring your small community to, because it's a snowball effect. You're basically trying to climb the ladder. You know, they'll show up to watch it because they're just there for you at that point, and not just what you're streaming. After that, it's just a matter of snowballing from community to community, or staying with one if you can stomach it, and hoping that you get some eyeballs when people stop going, you know, stop being live. You know, part of the thing to do would be to check as well while you're streaming, occasionally look in and see who the bigger streamers are in that community, and when do they typically stream, and when do they typically end their stream. And if you can line it up so that you start your stream 60 to 90 minutes before the bigger streamer in that community decides to go offline, which then means there's sometimes a relatively large number of people that get dispersed down looking for another stream to watch, but they want to watch the same game. That's another thing that you can do to try and give yourself a slightly better opportunity. Once you get to a certain community size, let's say you've got 20 concurrent viewers on average, or 30, somewhere in there, then you could start to maybe try and look for other content creators in that community, reach out to them. I don't suggest doing that on stream, if possible, and you can try to do some sort of collaborative works. Collaborative works are rarely successful at growing your community so much as it is just about consistency and luck. However, collaborative works when you're smaller can sometimes be better than when you're bigger, because after a certain point, especially when people start to hit something like partner, there is a pretty pervasive culture of what's mine is mine, and they don't want to bring other people in that may end up sharing their viewers. Because once they hit partner, they make the mistake of trying to live off of that income instead of keeping it a lucrative hobby. And as soon as that is the case, then, you know, they're rabid to like any dollar they can get, right? That's kind of the core of it. The rest of it is just be prepared for when all of that preparation pays off and, you know, somebody raids you and they've got like 75, 100 people showing up and you're ready to go. Your audio sounds pretty good. Your stream doesn't look like complete dog shit. The audio is more important than the video usually. You know, you've got your notifications ready, everything is in place so that when it happens, you're ready. And that's kind of it. There's a lot of luck involved. The only reason I have anyone watching me today, for the most part, is because when I first started streaming on Twitch back in like 20... Well, I was on Justin TV first, but 20... fucking whatever it was, is because I had a large community, with a buddy of mine on YouTube. And so when we came to Twitch, that gave us a certain number of people that were willing to cross over from YouTube to Twitch to watch us, which is, you know, and it was very early on in Twitch Twitch days. If I was just starting to stream right now, I would be shocked if I would be able to get myself to the position I'm in right now with, you know, going from zero. Because I'm not a particularly naturally entertaining individual, not frequently enough so that when people roll through the stream for the first time, it's not, you know, super common, unless they're looking for a very specific atmosphere of just like, you know, kind of laid back fucking whatever, bald white dude. It's not something that would probably go over well, in terms of growth. You know, the Twitch viewership these days, whoo! It's a fast-paced world out there. You know, very different demographic than when I started streaming 10 years ago. Very different. Alright, where the shit? Maybe I have to, like, go all the way the fuck over here and then backtrack. I have the followers and all that. It's more or less trying to get people to come and chat. There's nothing really that you can do for that. It's really as straightforward as, are you, and this is something that not everyone is, right? Are you entertaining enough for people to give a fuck? Do you have that weird thing that a certain group of people are willing to show up and watch you for? And that's it. And then be ready for when people that are into that roll through. That's pretty much what it comes down to. You know, there's lots of people who will stream for like 2-3 years and they'll only ever get like 5 concurrent viewers and whatnot, and they could very well be relatively entertaining people, but there is an undeniable element of luck. To the world of streaming. I would say another thing to do that is wise is to also be building a YouTube channel on the side, either by taking clips of your streams or doing just actual YouTube specific content and growing a community there, and then letting, you know, and making sure that they understand that they are on Twitch. You can do the same with any of the social media platforms. You gotta cast a really wide net. Right? I mean, just take it into consideration. So, like, I'm a great example of all of the shit that I'm talking about here. So, I don't know how many people are watching right now. 50? Something like that? So, like, I've been streaming for a very long time. And I had a large YouTube channel coming in to this whole shtick. And I've been relatively consistently streaming all of these years. many different games, many different waves of my career for ups and downs of success. My biggest was in Hearthstone during its beta, where I was averaging 500 to 800 viewers. But eventually that went away, and League of Legends did okay for a period of time, 150 to 300. But in general, just, you know, I've been in this, you know, 30 to 100 people for like 6 years, 7 years. And so just streaming, just doing the thing, even if you have other pieces working for you and stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to result in success. You know, I have a buddy of mine who I did the YouTube channel with, and he also streams, way more successful than I am, because he is built for the entertainment industry. I'm built for certain types of entertainment industry stuff. This is not necessarily it, but he was built for this shit. Like, he was the class clown, very creative guy, you know, the song, the dance, the whole 9 yards. He was built for this kind of an environment, and so he thrives in this kind of environment. And even then, I mean, just to put it into context further, very, very successful. He also didn't switch. That didn't do anything. When I switched streaming sites, it didn't. That wasn't what killed anything off. Almost everyone was still here when I got back from Hitbox. That didn't do anything. Yeah, it's like incredibly successful, and yet still not, you know, megastar. So in a way that you know, doesn't even make sense to me. Even, you know, I'm biased because I'm you know, he's one of my best friends, but the you know, to me, when I knowing him, I'm like, my God, what is it that people are really looking for if it's not whatever the fuck he's providing on a daily basis? And so, you know, for the upper echelon of stuff. So there is this weird fucking X factor that's definitely there. That can make a big difference. And at the absolute most upper end of the content creation space, where you live actually does make a pretty big difference, because networking, once you get to the very top, while it is very much everyone just networking usually for the sake of the fact that it is incredibly beneficial for their career, so it's fake as fuck a lot of the time, it's still insanely beneficial. So there's an enormous amount of cross-pollination that happens, and, you know, you'll see a couple of high-end content creators, they'll have a new friend that's like at the mid-tier, they start doing content together for any period of time, and then that mid-tier is just fucking, like, launched. It's a very interesting industry, for sure. I am very pleased with you know, the success I've had for the last 10 years. I wish that I had just a little bit more of the off-the-cuff entertainment factor. I need somebody to play off of to be at my most entertaining, and so in an individual streaming environment, it's very difficult. What is that? A coffee from Morocco. That's cold coffee. Oh, you just haven't done the coffee. This is a very interesting. It's almost mocha. Is it mocha? It smells good. Alright, let's just go the fuck over here. There's gotta be something I've missed. Oh wait, there's just a crab over here. A crab and sadness. Yeah, no problem. I don't know if any of that was fucking helpful. The reality is that you just have to be very, very, almost scientific about it up front to just give yourself the best possible chance so that when, you know, your time comes, should it come, you'll be ready for it. That's kind of it. Really. I am mind-fucked as to where this location is supposed to be. Some of it too is that and this is I know a lot of this is gonna sound like I'm trying to deter you from trying. I'm not really trying to, and I'm not trying to say that this isn't a fun way to make some money, and if you're very lucky, make it a career for even a short period of time. That's not my goal. I'm just trying to be honest. One of the things that I did early on, and almost any person that ends up being successful in this field did, is basically kill themselves with work. So, you're streaming, like, when I first started streaming, I was streaming for anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day. And I did that for 4 straight years. So, the idea of the young millennial and Gen Z self-care shit didn't happen. Doesn't exist. You gotta take care of yourself as much as you possibly can, but the idea that you can create content or work for 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then take the weekends off and come back later. You know, the number of people who are successful, and by successful I mean make any money at all. So the less than 1% of all content creators actually making legitimate money. The number of that percent that got to that point with a healthy work schedule is infinitesimally, I just fucked that word up, small. Almost non-existent. And that's just kind of a nature of the beast situation. Once you get to a certain level, you can get away with it. To a degree. Okay, so I've already tried all this shit. I don't know where the fuck the entrance to whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. But they have hid that shit very well. Very, very, very fucking well. I almost have to go back to the very beginning of this entire castle and go through painstakingly, room by room. But yes, also as TX said, he's supposed to be entertaining for that. I mean, yeah, to hold anyone, well, entertaining or a vibe. When it comes to streaming, because it's long-form content, sometimes sometimes it's actually more about your fucking vibe than it is always being supremely entertaining. So, you know, for all the meme and fun stuff that happens on a, you know, on a stream basis for, you know, for me playing this, for example, and lots of, you know, funny, stupid moments and stuff happen, it's spread out over 6, 8+ hours, right? And so all of the in-between stuff, personally, is what I think is the difference between a successful live streamer and an unsuccessful live streamer. Because many people have streams on in a background, you know, yeah, it's below this fucking, so weird. In the background, whether they're at work or doing work somewhere else, etc., etc. And so the in-between stuff is also, I think, arguably more... Oh, am I this dumb? Oh, I am this dumb. Good job. You know what's funny? I remember looking down here and over when I first went for this bridge, thinking, I'll come back. I hang around for the audio quality. Well, and that's why when I say the audio is often more important than the video, is because a lot of the time, you know, people's attention on a stream isn't always laser focused on the stream. They're doing something, you know, doing something else in the background, you know, while it's in the background. And so your audio is usually, you know, and people's ears will fatigue long before their eyes, in the sense of the in the sense of, you know, if your stream looks really bad. It's very difficult with the tech we have now to do streams. It's very challenging to have a stream that looks truly awful. Like, I still kill myself to make my stream look as good as humanly possible, because I know when I'm watching a stream, for me, because I've done work with video for so long, it drives me nuts when it looks like dog shit. But it's really not that important. You could, like, I could have a stream that looks half as good as mine, and it wouldn't matter if my audio was as good as it is right now. That's where I put a lot of my attention. Been lurking for a while now, a lot more since your Scarlet Violet streams just now start chatting more, because Elden Ring is goated. Hey, and I appreciate that. You know, there's lots of, and that's the other thing, too, that some streamers, are bothered by more than others. And sometimes it'll hit a little different. You know, there are people that lurk. They're not interested in chatting or being a part of the community in that capacity. They're more interested, you know, they like the streamer, they're there for a reason, and they don't want to be, you know, they don't want to be social in that, to that degree. I've got people in here that are some of my longest time subscribers that have said 5 words in 10, 11 years. Hey, what up, Vonix? Hey, thank you for that follow, Maverick. I appreciate that. I am enjoying it. Yeah, the short version of what I've been telling people is that I am enjoying it. It is a good game. I don't think it's, you know, as good as it was, you know, people clamoring over it, but I do think it is very good. It's definitely one of the best Souls games. It's still got its quirks, like Souls games always have their quirks, but I have been largely enjoying myself. or have nothing smart to say. Yeah, it's just everyone's different. Now, it is, I think the thing that, and what a lot of smaller streamers, myself included, honestly, because I need somebody to play off of to maintain any amount of entertainment, if my stream chat is dead, it's very hard for me to even be remotely fucking entertaining. And I'm not a gaming god like, you know, many of the Zoomers that are streaming, you know, their FPS games all day. And so it's not, I don't have that to lean on. People aren't watching me because I'm good at games. Definitely not. So, with a dead chat, oh, it can be so difficult. And some people find it disheartening. They're like, they're here, they're watching, but they don't want to chat. And it feels lonely when you're just streaming, you know, and it's kind of awkward too. As a streamer, because imagine being in a room doing some sort of show and you know there's an audience, but it's black. They don't have any room lights on the audience. And if you've ever done stage work, you know this is sometimes the case. But you can't see anything. You know there are people there. You can't fucking see them. They aren't clapping. They aren't saying anything, but they're there. And you're just up there performing with zero feedback. It is a very weird feeling sometimes to be in that situation. Very awkward. You're just kind of out there doing your thing, and you have no barometer, you know, for any of the people that you know are actually there watching. Pretending they're Japanese. I was gonna say that's like a very Japanese thing. They stay very silent the whole fucking time. This looks like a bad time. Especially if they're gonna do all of this at the same time. This seems like a very bad time indeed. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rush the magic dude. Oh, he's coming to us. Oh, fucking bless him. Oh my lord, bless your heart! Alright, Vonix, hey, I appreciate it, boss. Bless your fucking heart. Not making me have to go through here fighting 5 melee dudes that I don't even know if I, like... I don't even know if I've come across this enemy before. Definitely not. What the fuck are these? Interesting. Just one of you, please. What did I think of Bloodborne? Bloodborne was, very good. Again, quirks, but probably the fewest quirks of all of the Soulsborne games. I would hazard a guess that if people were coming up with what's the best of them all, it would be between Elden Ring and Bloodborne. And those are going to be two pretty staunch camps. There's probably going to be more people say Elden Ring because of the volume of people that have played Elden Ring versus Bloodborne. But it would be probably between those two. Scrabble and Memopoly are different. Yeah, well, you can't. Hard to. How can you not have a good time watching us play a custom Monopoly board? Shit's crazy. I've only played Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. Oh, well, there you go. Dark Souls 3 was good. I mean, Dark Souls 3 was good. It was very good. And took, you know, Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne were very similar feeling. Yeah, Bloodborne being locked to PlayStation is unfortunate. It's weird to me that they have not expanded its horizons further than they have. It seems like they just, that's, I don't know how much money they were paid to keep that as locked up as they did. But I don't think it's enough, especially after this. If they did like just a remaster, not obviously not a remake, not needed, but like a remaster, buff that shit to a high polish and put that shit out on like fucking plaster every platform that will have it. Dark Souls 1 is nostalgia at this point. I mean, yeah, Dark Souls 1 is still, you don't play Demon Souls, that's for sure. That's the one you never touch. Dark Souls 1, you could probably still go back and play. It's gonna be really fucking hard if you started with 3 or Elden Ring or something, because it's, you know, there will be... You know, any game that you play, if you start with Elden Ring, will be tough, because Elden Ring has so much quality of life. But, I think you could probably still go back and play 1. 1 is a hard video game. Dark Souls 2 is janky. They did fix a lot of it. It is jankier than most. It was not made by the same team. It was a really weird misstep for them with the franchise. I'm still confused as to why they went that route. But nevertheless, you know, yeah. The majority of it was just very janky, especially in the early days. Playing it on the PC before they patched anything was, which is how I ended up playing it. And until I beat the game, I had no idea just how broken it was. But there was stuff going on like, if you played at 60 FPS before a patch, your weapons were degrading at like fucking twice the speed or more, you were taking more damage, enemy fucking iframes and your iframes were all fucked up. It was just a shit show. No, I didn't mind Dark Souls 2 was just jankier. I don't think that Dark Souls 2 was necessarily a horrible game. It was just jankier. Substantially so, in the early days. Oh, you looking for Fox? Is that because you're going to bed and you're waiting to see if Fox is here so that he can take over for you? There she goes. Good night, Shady. Yeah, the Dark Souls community is an interesting mix. The Get Good meme is probably one of the most toxic things that have ever come out of a fucking video game community, but can't deny. No, I can't get up to that one. Alright, we're just gonna do that. He's alive with 1 HP. It's always 1 HP. You really gotta hand it to them for being able to, have so many instances of 1 HP in a game. This is like a whole secondary fucking dungeon up here. Like, what the fuck? Bloodborne 2 would be huge if they ever made it. I don't know if they ever will. But it would certainly be welcome. Bloodborne is one of those games where, as a developer, you might actually be afraid to make a sequel. Because, you know, it's one of those situations where you'll look at it as a developer and say, okay, this was one of our most popular games, and how the fuck do we follow up on it? That's a new type of sword. Key thing. There are locked sending gates? I guess sending gate, what they call the little fucking teleporter gates? Not sure. Interesting though, I don't think I've had one of those before. Oh, thank God, a tier 3 smithing stone. That might be enough for us to finally, upgrade again. I'm gonna have to leave here in about 15 minutes, guys, to take M to work. And when I get back, I'll stream for another little bit. But just a heads up, I'll be gone for... Ooh, do I want to jump down there, or do I want to ladder? But yeah, I'll be gone for, about a half hour. I'll leave the stream up. I'll just, bye-bye now. I'm glad you take breaks. I should probably be taking more, honestly. Should probably be getting up and moving more, given the fucked up state of my legs. Oh yeah. Let's not say we did. Riding on a rooftop is a real meme. Let's chill. Let's all relax now. Let's just take a nice deep breath and fuck off. Okay, windows to go in. The state of my legs? Oh boy. Alright, the short version is I'm 6'6", I'm all legs, and the majority of my adult life I spent sitting in a chair that eventually degraded the vascular flow in my already proportionately or disproportionately long legs, creating a vascular issue from the waist down into my feet, while also developing pretty severe nerve damage that has most of my days with everything from the waist down, yes, including my fucking good shit, with the sensation of being set on fire. And so, if you want a cautionary tale, get the fuck out of your chair once an hour, do some squats, do some stretches, massage your legs, make sure you use your feet and your calves. Don't become me. It's why I'm sitting in this chair right now and not at my computer desk. And why I have not been able to use keyboard and mouse for stuff like Call of Duty and whatnot, because I can't really sit in a computer chair comfortably enough to make that work. So I am in a recliner that I am able to constantly have my feet up or in front, or take pressure off of parts of my legs that require it. If you stop for food, I want a number two with a Coke? Combo number 2, depending on where you go. That's either some good shit or nothing. Where I go, they don't have combos. Oh, we're all the way up here. Okay. I'm seeing more ladders. Bro, what is going on in this castle? Oh no, they're tempting me with an item. But that's a commitment. You go down there, you're down there. That's a fucking commitment. I'm doing it. But did I actually just find a second glintstone key to give to the fucking guy? Wow. Okay. Sure. Why not? A 40-piece McNugget with sweet and sour. This man looking to fucking die from sodium overdose. Oh, hello. Where in the fuck? Where the fuck I am? New spell. That's the church opening. Okay. Okay. But what do I do with that information? Why would you come up here from there? I will never forget my roommate in college drunk ordering 120 nuggets from McDonald's at 1 a.m. Fuck me, dude. Bro, the McDonald's here... You ready to go? Okay. The McDonald's here, if you'd ordered that many chicken McNuggets, you'd be fucked up. This is the second one of these guys here. What is the significance? They just give the crowns? Oh, this is the Twin Sage. Twin Sage. That's a fucking emote right there. Twin Sage. Twin Sage, that's an emote, bro. You take that picture, you fucking sagify that bitch. Boom. One of the glintstone crowns bestowed upon Rhea Lucaria, scholars who pursuits were deemed worthy, greatly increases intelligence at the detriment of HP and stamina this time. Okay. Takes your faith up 4 points. No, 6. Interesting. That would enable some memes for sure. Oh, these are like 3 different fucking helms. Oh, okay. This is a HP, this is stamina. The oldest of the Academy's lineages of study. Begat with the sorcerer Azure. Scholars who follow in his footsteps pursue mysteries of comets versus meteors versus fucking everything. Oh, that's the blue, that's the teal, that's the dual. So there is 3 of them in total. Interesting. Huh. Okay, babe. Let me see what kind of a background I can give you guys while I'm gone. There you go. Here. Oh, it doesn't hold the pose? Oh, fucking hell. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Okay. So... visual interest. I will be back in about 30. No, we don't need the sacred text. I think the sacred text in this canvas on OBS is probably about fucking 4-point font. But I will be back in about 30, and we will pick up for another, let's see here. I'll be back for another little bit. Oh, that's fucking nutty. I just got an email that's a spam email or phishing email from support@paypal.com, but it's a P with a tiny line on diagonal through there. That's fucking nutty. Man, bot emails have gotten crazy. Alright. I shall return. Enjoy the... whatever this ambiance is. And I'll be back. Hit the follow button if you haven't already if you're heading out. Otherwise... sit tight!